When compared to other countries like, say, the United States and Australia, the UK has it pretty good when it comes to dangerous wildlife. But are they 100% safe when going out on a stroll? Nope. No matter what country you go to in the entire world, there's always going to be some wildlife that can potentially do damage to your person if they get too close to you. And the UK is no exception to that. That being said, here are some of the most dangerous animals in the United Kingdom.
7.
False widow spiders. Yeah, unfortunately, the UK is home to its own fair share of poisonous spiders. One of those spiders is the false widow spider, which is said to be one of the most talked about and most venomous spiders in the United Kingdom. That really says something, considering the fact that they've got venomous spiders from Australia in England. Well, more on that later. Its venomous bites have been reported to send people to the hospital, as their bites give them complications or allergic reactions. Beware of all spider webs. Most of the spiders that are labeled deadliest spiders will not bite you unless they have been provoked. If bitten, don't waste any time and go and see a doctor. Don't risk the bite going red or swelling up any further than it already has, as it could potentially be fatal.
6.
Seagulls. Yeah, we bet you're probably laughing. I mean, how could a bird as common as a seagull be so dangerous? I mean, for God's sake, they're always in the backdrop to any romantic sunset scene of any film. Surely they're harmless, right? Nope, that couldn't be any further from the truth, as seagulls are a growing menace. Now, it needs to be said that it isn't necessarily the seagull's fault. The reason we say this is because they've been lured more and more into contact with humans by the easy pickings offered by bins overflowing, people littering, and tourists thinking it's a good idea to throw food to them on the beaches. They've more or less gotten used to sponging off of us humans to the point where they're more than happy to get a bit bitey over food. Whatever the cause, they are becoming bolder and more aggressive. Affectionately known as sky rats, eating anything outside in a British seaside town has become a surefire invitation to be dive-bombed. The prime culprit, however, has to be the herring gull, or Larus argentatus, which can weigh around 3.5 pounds. We know it doesn't sound like they could do much damage at that size, but trust us, if they bit you, you'd be screaming in agony. The standard modus operandi of the seagull is to make a couple of low passes, which might involve emptying its bowels or stomach on you. Following this, if you haven't run for cover, the gull will just end up gaining altitude and diving, approaching its target from behind, hitting at ridiculous speeds of around 40 miles per hour. Now imagine the gull taking its claws and dragging them across your back or even the back of your head. Yeah, it's going to do some deep tissue damage to you. And don't even get us started on the pecking.
5.
The Australian redback spider. Thanks a lot, Australia. It's bad enough that the UK has chavs walking the streets, but now they have to worry about your poisonous spiders? Now, yeah, technically this does class as an Australian animal. I mean, no duh, it's in the title, but it doesn't change the fact that they also now reside in the United Kingdom. The Australian redback spider can commonly be found in the Midland regions of the UK, as well as up in Scotland and even Wales. It's believed that they made their way over to the UK via the luggage of unwitting vacationers coming back from the land down under. Well, it should really be renamed the land where everything living and breathing is trying to kill you. But we doubt that'd be good for tourism on account of the name being too long. But they'd definitely sell a ton of t-shirts.
4.
Wild boar. Despite the fact that wild boars are naturally shy animals, it doesn't mean you should walk up to one if you see one out in the wild. The reason for this is obvious. Just because they're shy doesn't mean they won't attack you. And believe me, you do not want to be the target of a wild boar. They will attack with their long, sharp teeth if they feel scared. Overhunting caused boars to become extinct in the UK, but escaped boars from zoos and wildlife parks have led to wild boars roaming rural areas. Growing populations can be found in the Kent-East Sussex border, Dorset, and in the Forest of Dean.
3.
Weaver fish. Ha! You thought the water was safe? No. The water is just as dangerous as the land. Weaver fish are definitely things you don't want to encounter. The weaver fish is known to hide in sand in shallow waters. This, as you'd expect, makes it incredibly tricky to spot them, thus making it risky to go for a swim. Their sharp spines are infused with venom all across its dorsal fin that pokes up out of the sand where it usually lurks. If anyone should come into contact with the fish by accidentally stepping on it, seek help as soon as possible. Anyone who gets stung by one of these fish ends up in excruciating pain. The pain caused by the nerve poison can last up to several hours, usually resulting in swollen limbs and short-term paralysis in extreme scenarios. Aftermath irritation can linger as long as 2 weeks. Although death by weaverfish sting is very rare, gangrene, puncture wounds, and breathing failure have been reported.
2,
Stingray. We think you probably know why this is on the list, but let's go into the details first before getting to the obvious reason as to why we've listed this creature. Now, it needs to be said that stingrays are generally docile creatures. However, it's most certainly not recommended that you jump into stingray-infested waters. It's not like swimming with a dolphin at SeaWorld, because these creatures can and most likely will kill you. You shouldn't be considering it anyway, as their tails are filled with venom that can cause any wounds to become inflamed, thus leading to symptoms like dizziness, intense headaches, diarrhea, and potentially amputation. Fragments of the stinger or the whole stinger can snap off inside of the victim and needs to be removed medically. As we've said, stingrays are usually pretty docile. However, they don't hesitate to defend themselves if they see you as a threat. I mean, look at what happened to Steve Irwin. He apparently wasn't doing much when filming the scene and ended up taking a tail to the chest. If you're seen as a threat, they won't hesitate to attack.
1,
Adder. Hey, what better way to end a list of dangerous animals than with a highly dangerous snake, right? So surprisingly, the UK is home to one of the most vicious snakes in the world. Now, although their venom isn't very dangerous to humans, unlike, say, the venom of a black mamba or an inland taipan, it is still recommended that you seek medical attention as soon as possible. I mean, if you didn't, you'd be an idiot, but still. In Britain, there have been 14 recorded deaths from adder bites since 1876, with the last one occurring nearly 40 years ago. We know that might sound like a long time ago, and that it's no longer a concern for those who go on long hikes, but it's still something of a worry. Besides acute local pain symptoms, it involves the pain spreading up the limb along with bruising, which may turn the whole limb black. Extreme complications involve necrosis or an allergic reaction, which can be deadly. And that's our list. Did we leave any out that you know about? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe for more content and to tap the bell button to never miss an upload. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.